In the midst of Kat-Pacalypse, I've been thinking, what if rappers and comedians were more like athletes? I watch athletes sometimes when in their interviews, they're very vocal about, well, basketball players in particular. I've seen quite a few basketball players be vocal about basically stealing a move from another player. But they don't call it stealing, they just call it taking or implementing that into their game. And, I don't see anybody, I don't see any pushback, any backlash, any, I don't see any frowning upon of those statements. What say you? What do you think about that? Nah, that's just them, right? Fuck that, right? Like, nah, I mean, it's not, I don't know why it's different, but it's different. Corey Holcomb said Cat Williams stole a joke from JB Smooth. Salute to JB Smooth. My first rap name was JB Rock. It's kind of anyway. Nigga said, and no, I didn't steal it from JB Smooth. I don't think JB Smooth was out when I chose that, when I had that name. But anyway, there's also cryptomnesia, right? I just wanted to put a blog or two ago. I put that word out there, told y'all, gave y'all a little homework. Go Google it. You know what I mean? That's a thing. I have fallen victim to cryptomnesia before. Let me tell you, right? There's a song I had called "Welcome to My World," right? It was from my original solo album. It's called Planet Rock. And I did this song, and the hook of this song was in the cadence. Matter of fact, never mind the cadence. I jacked Snoop Dogg whole song. I didn't realize it though. Snoop Dogg has a song called "Welcome to My World," right? And I think it was on his first No Limit album, right? And no disrespect to Snoop, but a lot of us didn't get into that album the way we got into, Doggy Style or whatnot. Like, wasn't it? It was Doggy Style. Did he make was his second album on Death Row, or was his second album on No Limit? I think it was. I think his second album was on No Limit. And if I'm not mistaken, he had a song on that album called "Welcome to My World." And because I never really got into that album, but it was on Priority, which so was Duck. Like, No Limit was on Priority, so was Duck Down, right? So not only did he have a song called "Welcome to My World," but the cadence was so similar to mine, and I didn't realize. I had no clue. I made this song. My shit was a way harder, because I'm a harder. I have a more aggressive cadences and tones than Snoop Dogg, obviously, right? But the notes on the keyboard were the same as far as like the notes that I were vocal. "Welcome to my world, nigga." Just the cadence of that. I jacked that whole shit from Snoop and didn't know. I promise you, I didn't know. I didn't realize it. And it was bugged out because the people at Priority, like their reaction to that song when they heard it was always weird to me. And I didn't get it. It was weird. But none of these niggas. Was I that scary? Was I so scary looking that nobody could have told me, "Rock, you sure you want to go with the whole Snoop Dogg cadence?" Nobody said nothing to me. I didn't recognize it until later. I was listening. I don't know when I heard the Snoop Dogg shit. And I'm like, what? by this point, my song was years old, right? On my album that never came. That could have been, man, that could have been part of why Priority was kind of fronting on my project. Anyway, Cryptomnesia. It was some shit that I heard, thought of it later, but forgot that I heard of it. I heard it before. You know what I mean? That's possible. I'm saying that I'm guilty of it. You know what I mean? And I know anybody who know me knows my integrity. Like, if one of my, listen, right now, if one of my bros, like one of the Rock Brothers, I used to have a group called the Rock Brothers, right? If any one of them is watching this blog right now, and they hear that, they head right now pauses like, because they was with me around the time when they was with me all day, every day when I made that song. They like, what? You jacked that from who? Facts. But yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out there. There's a little bit of bail for everybody, anybody who need it. Because it's a possibility. It is a thing. But yeah, again, what I can say, again, I'm doubling down on it. Ain't nobody came out and said that Cat Williams was a flat out liar. Nobody did that. Now, somebody have refuted, there have been a couple of, I need to clear a couple of things up, and, it wasn't this, it was this. Well, it wasn't this, it was that. Or it wasn't that, it was this, right? And that kind of thing, I feel like, I still don't call that cat lying. I just call that him probably not remembering all the way. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you talking about stuff that happened 15, 20, 25 years, 30 years ago. You know what I mean? In the 1900s. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of that. I will clear one thing up, though. I don't want to be in here too long. It's one thing I want to clear up. On about 3 blogs ago, I mentioned how one of my favorite rappers sampled my voice. And I never got a dime for it. I'm pretty sure I never got a dime from it, right? And, a lot of people in the comments, I do, just to let y'all know, I do read y'all comments, and I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. And yes, the artist is Redman. It is Redman who sampled Is He For Real It Can Be. And the only reason I didn't want to say his name is because I didn't want to, I was in my bag and whatever it was I was saying in that moment, and I didn't want to accidentally slander him. You know what I mean? Because that's still my boy, right? It's a process to all of this rap shit. Like, Redman was on Def Jam, and I was on Priority Records. I was on Duck Down Priority, right? Le Flaw is Skull Scout, which is the song that was sampled of mine, was put out through Duck Down Priority. So, I'm pretty sure Def Jam didn't give Redman... When you're an artist on a label, see, y'all might not understand this, you know what I mean? But just a little bit of background. The artists don't handle sample clearance and paying, if there's a fee for the sample clearance, the artist isn't always handling that. Probably most of the time never handling that. If he's on a label, that's what the label is doing. So, it could be assumed. I'm pretty sure that when Redman and whoever produced that song, Is He For Real? It was off of Muddy Waters, right? It might have been Eric Sermon. It could have been Rockwilder. Somebody from that camp over there, right? But I'm sure they probably went through the process. But it never came across. I own 100% of my publishing. You understand what I'm saying? See, I never got, I never blew up, but I've always owned that. I mean, some people think I blew up. That's from the outside looking in, right? But I own 100% of my publishing. And when you sample something, when you make a sample and you go to clear it, it's supposed to appear at some point on the desk of the label and the publisher. You know what I mean? I never knew. Priority probably knew. Priority probably got paid. Who knows? Whatever. They probably just signed off on it. I don't know. But I was never notified. You understand what I'm saying? And every time I saw, after every time I like Redman was when I tell you, like, rappers be fans of each other and whatnot, and Red was in the game before I was, so I would see this nigga like on the outside of him, hardcore Rocco, you know what I'm saying, Rockness Monster, whatever, but on the inside I was fanning out, you know what I'm saying, to find out some, like I'm around, I would be around Redman, I would be around any of the rappers that can't. Them niggas is giving you your props like you just be a kid in the candy store. Like I'm not about to talk about some shit. I don't even know how. I don't even know the language to express what I wanted to express to him at that point. If I would have thought of it, it wouldn't. And after a while, I forgot about that shit. I just was reminded of it recently, so it came up in my blog when I was talking about it. But the moral of that story is, when you hear your shit being used by somebody else, it's your ears are gonna perk up. You're gonna feel some type of way. You understand what I'm saying? And if you don't know that you're about to hear it, like, I mean, luckily, like, it was like for me, it felt good, but then it felt bad at the same time. Pause. It was like, this is Redman. This is literally like Redman is. I ain't gonna keep going into it, right? But pause. Like, this is Redman. He was the guy, and he sampled my voice off the chain. But ain't nobody tell me. Do I get paid? How does this work? You understand what I'm saying? So, it didn't feel good, but it didn't feel bad. It felt confused. I was confused. You know what I mean? But I understand how the game goes, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't Redman's choice not to pay me. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, did I mention it? Because Redman came to my crib in Brownsville, because eventually we sampled him, right? We sampled him for I Ain't Having That, and we put him on the hook, same way he put me on the hook, right? You understand what I'm saying? And we did a video for mine, you know what I'm saying? And he came through and showed up and all of that. So, I was well repaid for whatever. You understand what I'm saying? That's still one of my favorite songs. So, I veered all the way off topic. I apologize. It's the ADHD in me. But yeah. How do y'all feel about? Let's back to what I said in the beginning. Like, basketball players, they adopt moves from each other, and they'll tell you flat out. But they may make it their own or whatever. I've heard some comedians talk about that. Like there's a couple of mixed opinions I've heard where it's like, you could, a certain amount of time you take it, you have to add on, you add on to it, make it your own or whatever, la 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 la. Is there a line, or is it just a hell nah? Get your own shit. Is that which is it? Do y'all feel like after a certain amount of time a joke or a bar is public domain? I mean, because truthfully speaking, we do as MCs, we do. How many people have said that's what the F I call a chain reaction, and like we've all said that. Like, so many of us, including myself, have adopted that line from Jay-Z and then used it and said it in our own way. What say you? This is Monster Nation. I'm your host, your president, your tour guide, the landlord, the janitor, the tenant. I mop the damn floor. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you can get more of these. Are we done? Do y'all want me to keep on talking about this Kat-Pacalypse? You understand what I'm saying? Kat-Pacalypse, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know if it's anything else that dope, that relevant right now to talk about. I mean, I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Sigma or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't know if you if you made it to the end of this video, let me give 4 thumbs up. And I'll see y'all on the next go round. Rock on, rock on.